Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the DEUCE VODKA pregame show. I'm Josh, this is Jay. We have got a 7 o'clock matchup on home ice. Your Edmonton Oilers taking on the Montreal Canadiens, coming off of what I tweeted out on Saturday night, Jay. A win that should not be understated for this Edmonton Oilers team. I want to say briefly that we pretty much nailed all of our predictions from last show.
Oof, yeah, big. We were hot.
Like, just go through them. What did we have? We had big game from Mike Smith.
We had big game from Mike Smith. We had Puljujärvi point. We had Connor over 1.5 points.
Yep.
We had bottom six stay even.
And then you also had Oily Boys Parlay.
Oily Boys Parlay. Bakersfield, Edmonton, both won. Paid plus 350. It was delicious.
Big night on the sportsbook on Saturday, and a big win for the Edmonton Oilers as well. That's a good Winnipeg team that we said, and we've talked about in the past, is very strong, especially lines 1 through 3. So for the Oilers to come out with a 3-0 win in that game and, get Tyson Barrie on the score sheet again, a guy that we have talked about has struggled a little bit over the last month and a half-ish, maybe a little bit less than that, but good to see him kind of getting that rhythm again, especially on the power play.
And Puljujärvi.
And Puljujärvi. What the frick? Puljujärvi, just, yeah.
I also want to shout out the dog park. The dog park is, like, undefeated. Connor McDavid sighting, over 1.5 points. Puljujärvi playing with Yoff on his doorstep, gets a point. I'm gonna go to market and try to get this information for us. But when I see it, I'm gonna deliver it because it is undefeated right now.
Yes. The Dog Park Insider is buzzing. Nicholas says, that was a beauty of a game. Dylan Crow says, back from my 30-day sentence. Howdy, boys. So Dylan's back.
Welcome back,
Welcome back, Dylan.
We got an interesting game tonight to get you back on.
Nils says, the oily puck line parlay paid me $200. So Nils went in heavy.
Wow, yeah. Well, it paid. The odds were dear on it. I'm regretting not going deeper on it, but it was my first Oily Boys parlay. So, anyways, did it and I'm happy.
The big storyline. Well, actually, we have two big storylines in tonight's game. First one we're going to talk about is the Oilers being absolutely scorching hot on home ice. The Edmonton Oilers playing tonight on home ice have not lost at Rogers Place since March 3rd.
Wow, when's the last time we played on home ice?
3rd. Last time we played on home ice would have been on April 2nd.
Yeah, it feels like forever. That was a long time.
It has been a long time. The Oilers have played barely any games in general over the last 30 to 35 days. So, but since March 3rd, last time the Oilers lost on home ice, they've won 12 of their last 16 on home ice. They're going to have an opportunity tonight to win their 8th in a row on home ice, something they've only done 3 other times in franchise history. So, boys like playing at home, Jay, and this is also a good testament to say all the more reason to keep grinding down the stretch here to try to get home ice for the playoffs.
Keep doing it. Like I said, big. Well, that's a 4-point win against the team we're trying to jump in the Jets, and that game's important because we've been matching up well against the Jets, which is good. I know playoff hockey is different, and I'm concerned kind of what the team the Jets might morph into. So. But that was a big statement for me to see them dismantle them like they did, especially coming into playoffs. So I firmly believe we have a good chance to jump them. And finish second. That home ice is going to help, especially considering we're so hot on home ice.
The standings right now in the Scotia North Division, 28-12-5, 61 points for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That puts them first in the division. Closely behind them is Winnipeg, 27-15-3, 57 points, 4 points behind the Leafs. And then the Oilers now just 3 points behind Winnipeg, 26, 15, and 2 on the season, 54 points. Like I mentioned, 3 points behind Peg City. An opportunity tonight to pull them within 1 point.
Big game.
Big game.
Montreal has had our number. I hate to admit it, but they have. They've shut down the big line.
Yeah.
And it's driving me crazy. But we're back on home ice. Boys are rested, feeling good. Came out of the rest hot, which was great.
Yep.
Carey Price hates the light at Rogers Place. Hates the light. So hopefully that gets in his grill a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, this is a big game because we just can't let Montreal feel comfortable around us.
Nils says, why does it say, I don't know if you've looked at the headlines yet, Jay. Nils says, why does it say German history on the line in the headlines? I'm concerned. We'll get to that. It's a good thing, Nils. Don't you worry.
Okay. Yeah.
Dylan says, I sense a huge game from Connor and Leon tonight. We just got to beat the Habs. One thing I want to mention is this morning during Dave Tippett's media availability, there was a Montreal-based beat reporter that asked Dave Tippett, some absurd question about, I don't know if you saw, I tweeted out the video, about why Philip Deneau has played so good against the Edmonton Oilers. And Dave Tippett literally said, I'm worried about my players. And that's it. And I get a little bit of a sense, Jay, that Dave Tippett and probably Connor and Leon as well, they don't like how well Montreal has played against them. I think they're going to come out tonight a little bit of anger.
There's a chip. There's a chip on the shoulder.
A chip.
We love to say it. Connor's mad.
Connor's mad.
Connor's
freaking mad.
And this time he's legit mad. Because
yes. Yeah.
It's been too long. They've embarrassed him too many times.
Connor's legit mad.
He's very mad.
Spankyag says, how long do the Oily boys keep the dynamic duo together? That'll perfectly transition us into our lineups for tonight's game. As we mentioned, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Jesse Puljujarvi on the top line once again. And Jay, that second line, which I know Nuge is going to be back soon, but we got to come up with a nickname for this line. Like they're just like
they're quietly buzzing,
dude. Their Corsi for percentage and their underlying numbers. I freaking hate analytics, but their underlying numbers from like Saturday's game were unbelievable.
Well, it supports the eye test, right? Like they it looked like they played good. The numbers backed it up.
Yeah. Yeah. So Haas, Kahun, and Yamamoto played great. Kara, Archibald, and Chason, Shore, Nygaard, and Cassian. Cassian showed me a little bit on Saturday.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
They
kind of was like,
baby steps.
Baby
steps.
As
long as we're heading in the right direction.
Go.
Playoffs still a month away, so hopefully Wolverine's back.
Yes. Someone said, will Caulfield play tonight? Nicholas, will Caulfield play tonight? I want to see him in action. I don't think he's done his quarantine yet.
Why would he need to? He's in Laval.
No, they called Caulfield up.
Yeah, from Laval. That's in Quebec, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I don't know if he has
Is there an AHL team in
Quebec? They're lucky, yeah.
Oh, he did skate with the team.
Yeah, he's been skating with the team.
Oh,
I don't know if they've called him up from the taxi squad. The thing they have to sort out is the cap implications of him coming up. So I don't know if
I'm gonna quickly pull up the Montreal Canadian lines on dailyfaceoff.com.
Part of me kind of wants to just see him in the lineup, to like see him in the NHL, but like
it doesn't look. According to DFO, he ain't playing tonight.
Okay.
Not
ready yet.
But yeah, so we'll assume that Caulfield's not playing tonight. As we mentioned, Smith getting the start, coming off of what I believe was like his 4th or 5th shutout of the season.
Man,
who knows?
The story just keeps getting better with that guy. Like, we needed a big game from him, especially coming off of a long rest. We were going to be, we weren't going to be the best in the first period. That's a foregone conclusion. So we needed Mike Smith to keep us in there, and he did.
Yes.
And just played so well.
Okay. German history on the line. Let's talk about it. Nils, I don't want you to be scared anymore. It's good German history. Leon Draisaitl tonight has an opportunity to become the all-time highest scoring German player to ever play in the NHL. So currently Leon Draisaitl in 465 games has 485 points. That puts him just 2 points shy of Marco Sturm, who did it in 938 games. So in less than half the games, I think, not a math guy, I'm pretty sure, well, around half the games, Leon Draisaitl is 2 points away from being the highest scoring German-born player of all time. That is insane. And look at how many games he's played. I know you can't see my screen right now. Jay, I have it pulled up.
Yeah.
Look at that, 465. All the other guys on this list, with the exception of Oilers legend Tobias Rieder, who's 8th, have played like 700 to 800 games.
Yeah.
And he's almost at number 1. 485 points, 2 points shy.
Number 3, Jochen Hecht, former Oiler.
And then, hey, do you want to see who's also in the top 10?
Oh, is he in there? How many games has he played?
Dominic Cahoon. Dominic Cahoon is 10th all time.
Oh, wow.
I can't zoom it out here. There we go. 78 points.
All right, he's got some work to do to crack number 9.
Did you say Jochen Hecht is a former Oiler?
Yeah.
Am I dumb? I've never heard of him.
Wow.
Is he
He wore those disposable blades that made the weird noise.
Really?
He wore, yeah, he was that guy that wore
Oh,
those
with
skates.
T-blades.
Yeah, the T-blades.
Those sound awesome.
They do sound awesome.
If you were a minor hockey player with T-blades, you were a rock star.
well, you had to be a rock star.
Yeah, you had
If you
to.
weren't, then you were.
And you got
wannabe.
sharped hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted them, but never good enough, so
Yeah.
never got them. But, yeah, so...
I say he has a chance. That means he has to get 3 points. This is a statement situation where we need the dynamic duo to show up because they've been suppressed and quieted and made invisible when we play the Canadians, and you know that infuriates them. They've had a lot of time. I bet you Connor and Leon have been talking about it, talking about what they're gonna do. They've been plotting like a good duo would.
Yeah. I think he does it tonight. And this shouldn't be...
I don't rule it out. I'm all my betting's around those guys going hot tonight.
And this shouldn't be understated how big of a deal this is in history. This is
huge.
all time in the NHL.
Yeah.
All time highest scoring German-born player.
Yeah.
He's already won.
And he's 25 years old.
And he's already won, right? He won that German Sportsman of the Year
Yeah.
award or whatever. In that year, that was crazy because Leon Draisaitl playing in Canada won the German-born Sports Player of the Year, and then Alphonso Davies, born in Edmonton, playing in Germany, won the Canadian Athlete of the Year award.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy, the connection of Germany to Edmonton, and I love it.
Yeah. Nicholas says Seidenberg was wearing the T-blades, and if he's talking about Dennis Seidenberg, he's 6th all time.
There's
in
two.
German
There's the
scoring.
Seidenberg brothers, but I don't know if Yannick made the NHL or not.
Yeah, T-blades are sick. Hey, Tim Stutzel's already 15th in German-born scoring.
Stutzel is going to be in the top 2 for sure in the next probably 7 years.
You think he'll have that good of a career? Well, I guess
He's a weapon.
Do you think he'll be...
I got a lot of time for Stutzel.
Yeah, he's sick, actually.
A lot of time for him.
Okay. Let's get to some questions here. We had one coming in from Dylan. Where did it go? Dylan, can we talk about Yamamoto and his need of a shooting coach? I like Yams a lot, but he needs to start scoring some goals. Pardon me. What do you think?
Yeah, he's had a lot of opportunity. I don't know if it's a function of his shot or just kind of how he's gripping his stick in the moment. Maybe there's the confidence level's probably pretty low there. But yeah, I'm with you. The big thing is he's creating opportunities. That's the big thing. And it's only a matter of time. He was cashing in on last year, having a tough time this year. It'll come. It'll come, I believe.
Sean says Connor will do everything he can to get Dry 3 points tonight. Oh yeah, especially with them playing together.
Yeah, it's gonna be
money on the board.
Connor 3 assists, Leon 3 goals.
Yeah. Oh, hat trick to beat him. Could you imagine? That would be nasty. Hey, we should.
This is a statement game. We need to prove plus 2,400.
On a hat trick.
On a hat trick.
You might 1 shekel.
I'm putting. Yeah, I got 25. I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm doing it to say I did it.
And then if it happens, then it's like you were a part of history. You almost had as much.
I created the history.
Good energy.
Good energy. Positive vibes.
Send the positive vibes to Leon.
Yes.
Okay, DEUCE VODKA player mode. You want to do it?
Yeah, of course.
Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll go first if that's okay.
Cool. Go ahead.
So I have to go 2 players.
Okay.
So for my DEUCE VODKA player mode, I need the dynamic duo to enter. We are done with your crap, Montreal. We are showing up and showing you who we really are. We've let you beat us.
Yes, we have.
This season.
Yep.
Leon and Connor, the dynamic duo. The 2 best players in the NHL right at this moment. We've let you have your way with us. No more. Not today. They are entering not today mode. Not today mode for my DEUCE VODKA player mode. Dynamic duo, not today mode. Bet on them to get a bunch of points. I'm going Connor over 2.5. Leon over 2.5. Just put a shekel and a half on Leon getting a hat trick. I expect big things on home ice. Let's go.
I am taking 1/2 of the dynamic duo. I'm going to take Leon Draisaitl. Of course, it's a night that is a part of history for him.
He knows.
So
Leon knows.
Leon knows. I'm just going to go Leon Draisaitl, just rockstar mode. I just want him to enter rockstar mode. I know people always attach a rockstar tag to Danny Heatley, who's also classified as a German hockey player, but not technically. Fair. I want Leon Draisaitl to enter German rockstar mode. Yep. So we will see. We will see. Okay, big news from the last couple days here surrounding the Edmonton Oilers organization is that Ryan McLeod, the first call up from kind of that core group that's maturing down in Bakersfield.
Lighting it up.
Kind of the first guy that's getting a shot here. So the Oilers only had a certain number of call-ups that they're able to do over the last 13 games of the season here, or however many it is. I was reading it in Gregor's article this morning. So McLeod getting the call-up here. So an opportunity knocking for him, Jay, or what do you expect?
That's exciting. Like for me, it's so weird to think that like in this season that we're actually calling someone up from Bakersfield. So when they did it, I was like, oh yeah, we can do that. I totally forgot. Like we're in this weird bubble.
And what did you say right before we started? It's like a deadline acquisition.
It's like a deadline acquisition. Well, what is one of the areas where we're lacking is size.
Yeah.
McLeod is a mountain of a man. He's like 6'3", 210, 215, can skate like the wind. Is so hot right now, so he's got some confidence. So hopefully we can put him in a position up here to succeed. But if it does pan out and he can stick, like I'm hoping, like I'm sending Yamamoto call up vibes here. Like
you think so?
I'm sending the vibes. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying he's a point a game guy when he gets called up for the rest of the season, but like to come and stay on the roster, because if it pans out, it adds a lot of value to the makeup of our roster. So I saw it. I love it. It's so great that we could do this.
Let us know in the comments where you expect to see Ryan McLeod drawing into the lineup. McLeod this season with Bakersfield, 28 games, 14 goals, 14 assists, 28 points, plus 23. Leading the AHL right now in plus minus, or when I checked a couple days ago he was. So,
and he's got defensive elements to his game.
Yeah.
Right? So like, oh man, I think like... You want to be ambitious, but like slot him on the second line.
There's a lot of people in the comments that are like, put him on the first line, put him on the first line.
Well, I guess like give him a shot, I guess, in the top six, but like he's probably gonna, when the dust settles, be a bottom six guy.
I think that.
But if it works, like, oh my God, yes, this would be great.
If it went perfectly, Ryan McLeod would be your third line center come playoff time. Mm-hmm. That would be a perfect case scenario because, listen, we love Gaetan Haas, but he doesn't necessarily bring that much to the table when it comes to physicality from a standpoint, and he isn't putting up that great of offensive numbers. So if Ryan McLeod can somehow solidify himself in that top 9 in that third 3C position, that would be huge for this team.
Yeah.
So we will see. Let us know. Keep telling us where you would find Ryan McLeod on this team. And with that, let's jump into some questions here, and then we will talk about our betting. Dylan says, I'm saying we put up a touchdown on Montreal and make up for the last few games.
Ooh, I like that.
People fired up about McLeod getting called up. Dylan says, first line with Connor. I say throw him right in. McLeod's 6'2", 207. And then he says, I imagine this is because Holloway is injured. I don't know. It doesn't really have anything to do with Holloway. I don't think Holloway was going to get a shot with the big club this year no matter what.
Like, this is a known quantity. Like, this is a guy who's excelling at the AHL right now. Proven. So I think this is the guy you bring up. Plus, you also don't want to burn that first year of his ELC. Like, as our window really opens up here, like, managing our ELCs is super, super, super important. Yeah. So I think having him sign an AHL ticket, play the rest of the season out there.
Yep.
And then sure, maybe you can bring him up as a black ace just to kind of sit and get the experience and be around the guys, sure.
Yep.
But I think that's what you'll get for Holloway this year.
Nils says, Raphael Lavoie looks like he's on the highway to the NHL as well. 4 goals, 3 assists in 8 games. Yeah, he's buzzing. Lavoie as well. Whole team's buzzing down there.
I know. It's so good to be in Bakersfield, California right now.
Man, I was watching an interview this morning that Ryan McLeod was doing from like last season about last season about playing in Bakersfield, and he's like, yeah, we go to practice and then we play golf and then we hang out and go play basketball and go play tennis, and this was like in September. I'm like, frick, they're living the dream.
I've been to a game in Bakersfield.
Have you actually?
Yeah, I went to a game because I was down there and they were playing, so I was like, screw it, 2-hour drive, let's go. It's a neat little town.
That'd be a dream.
Dream
city to play in.
It was nice and warm. Went bowling.
Nice.
You know what I did? Fun fact.
What?
I hit a 7-10 split.
Did you actually?
I hit a 7-10 split in Bakersfield, California. Couldn't believe it. I was playing my buddy for money. It was huge.
You were betting on bowling?
Oh yeah,
you're a degenerate.
Well, of course, keeps things interesting.
Hey, did you bet on your golf game on Saturday?
Oh yeah, we had so much action.
Oh yeah,
it was great. It was great. I came. I think we had so many games. I think I came down $5 or $10.
That's not bad.
I started horrifically. I really dug myself a hole and then clawed myself.
I came out $30 down in the last game I played. I was down like 95 at one point, but I crawled myself back, so it was tough. Spank Yag, I am on the IR, so I'm going to need some people to post their videos of Neon Nation bombs when Leon scores tonight. Sending you.
Heal up, buddy.
Yeah, heal up. Okay. Let's see if we got any more questions coming in here. Jay, you got any questions on Twitter? You on Twitter? No, you're not.
I'm not on Twitter.
That's okay. Nil says, nation vacation to the Baco. That would be,
well, you know,
maybe a mini nation vacation.
Well, you know what would be
Baco.
fun if we did do a Southern California trip.
That would
if
be.
If maybe
Get a big bus.
The in-between game is in Bakersfield.
Yeah. Where is Bakersfield? I know it's in California, but
it's like an hour and a half or 2 hours, like northeast of LA.
Jeez, that would be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
More east than north, like more. But anyways.
Okay, let's talk about the betting on tonight's game. One thing that Jay and I were looking at earlier is that the Oilers are heavy favorites. I don't know if that has to do with the fact that they're hot right now, or just the fact that they're lights out on home ice, or what. But Oilers are minus 130 on the money line right now. If you want them in regulation, it's plus 128.
We are essentially the better team. So on home ice, we should be favored. We should be favored.
But on that note, are you going to touch the money line? We always have confidence in our team. That's all we're saying.
I think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to wait for puck drop. I might live bet the outcome.
Yeah.
I'm locking in my props right now. So where I'm going today is, I really loved how the second line looked against Winnipeg.
Yeah.
They were buzzing, and God, they just couldn't make it happen. So maybe they continue that momentum. So I'm betting on. I really wanted to bet on a Gaetan Haas point, but I couldn't find that. But I'm betting on a Gaetan Haas goal. I'm not putting too much on it, but I just have to do it. I got to support our boy because he's been looking good.
Yep.
So I'm going Gaetan Haas goal. That's my bet with my heart fun bet.
Plus 600.
Plus 600, which is also juicy, and we love the juice.
Very juicy.
I'm going Connor over 1.5, Connor over 2.5, Leon over 2.5, Leon hat trick. I'm just sprinkling around.
You are everywhere.
I'm just sprinkling around, and then Puljujärvi over 1.5 points.
Oh, over 1.5 points.
Over 1.5 points. That's playing plus 450. I am odds chasing galore, and then hopefully going to make up and hedge everything off of live betting. But that's what I'm going into tonight, because I'm just expecting a lot of action from that top line, because they want to stuff it. They want to stuff it in the faces of the Canadians, because they've done a good job shutting them down. Puljujärvi is the right winger on that line, so he is going to get some residual points. Plus, he's scoring as of late. Like, that was a great goal.
That was a nice goal.
That was Jesse just buzzing around the ice trying to find open ice, and Connor being Connor, knowing where every one of his teammates are at any given time, and making that amazing pass to Jesse right in the slot. That was a great goal.
Nil says Leon to score 2 and 3 tonight. That's what he's on. Yamo point as well, considering he's probably going to get some good power play minutes as well tonight. Fair, Nicholas says bet on Leon and Cahoon to score a goal. Let's make it a German night. Ooh, love it. Could be a German night. Is there any Germans on Montreal?
No.
No. You just know that right off the top of your head?
It's a safe bet.
It's a pretty safe bet. Okay. Let's see what I'm looking at here. No point. I was going to look at over 1.5 points for Barrie, but I don't see it on this book.
Regulation win plus 128 is juicy.
That's pretty juicy as well.
It's going to be a tight game.
Puck line?
But I feel like...
plus 190?
Do you do puck line at plus 190 and chase that, or go for the regulation?
That's tricky for me, because you'd hope, if they're going to win in regulation, then they'll get an empty netter. You know what I mean? That's the way that I always look at it.
I know, but Josh Archibald had that empty netter and he missed.
Yeah, I know. That's why minus 1.5 scares me, because I always rely on the empty netter for that. And the Oilers probably only have maybe 2 or 3 empty netters this season.
You know what? Screw it. Plus 128. I guess it's just you want to wait to see who scores first, but
yeah.
Plus 128 is pretty juicy for home ice, buzzing at home. Montreal has owned us, but this is a chip on our shoulder, show me game.
Yeah, this is a show me game. Home ice. I think the Oilers are going to be buzzing tonight.
I honestly do too. I think it's like a 3-1, 4-1 situation.
Yeah. You got any big bets coming in from your insider?
Not tonight, not yet. He did handsomely on Saturday. He bet the under.
Yes.
Yeah, 10K on the under. Played plus 105.
Woo. He enjoyed himself.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I think I'm going to get in on the action tonight. I haven't bet in a while. I know I said that last show. I didn't end up betting. I think I'm going to get in on it tonight. Okay. I'm thinking Oilers first period result, and also most of the parlays or most of the props that you talked about.
Props are fun. I love props.
I don't think Baco's playing tonight. We already talked about this.
Yeah, they don't really play on the weekends. Like I was jumping out of my chair when Puljujärvi scored.
Yeah, I was fired off.
And I yelled Puljujärvi point because that's all I cared about. But that's the beauty about betting props.
It is the beauty. Okay, anything else you want to say about tonight? Final thoughts?
Let's just, let's elevate our game and show Montreal who we really are.
That is the story
That's
of tonight.
all I care about. Let's beat Montreal. None of this overtime BS. Regulation.
Yep.
Let's go. Handily.
Oilers play tonight. Montreal versus Edmonton. 7 o'clock puck drop here in YEG. And then they'll play again on Wednesday. 8 o'clock puck drop versus Montreal. And then there's going to be a 4-day break. No game again until Monday, the 26th, when they take on Winnipeg. And then it is a grind for the remaining what is supposed to be 2 weeks of the NHL regular season, depending on the restructuring with the schedule, having to do with COVID. I know they're now pushing the regular season for some teams all the way until May 19th. Vancouver being one of those teams, I think. So
I hope they can plop a game in there in that 4-day break.
Like right coming up here on this weekend?
Yeah.
Like a Saturday night game. That's still 2 days off. Like, why would you not move one of these back-to-backs over there?
I know there's so many moving parts here. To make all these adjustments, but I hope maybe there's a makeup game there.
Enjoy tonight's game. It's going to be a fun one. As we mentioned, history on the line when it comes to home ice wins for the Edmonton Oilers, as well as an opportunity for Leon Draisaitl to put himself atop the NHL German-born players goal-scoring list. Jay, as always, a pleasure. Enjoy the game tonight, and we will see you once again for the DEUCE VODKA pregame show on Wednesday.